नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यां सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यो नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं क्षत्रिंश्च तद्पुत्रं पराशरं च वैशं शुकं गौरपादं गोविन्दं योगीन्द्रं मथास्म शिष्यम् अस्मद्गुरुणं स्वामी निगमानन्दनाथायं सन्ततो मानतो अस्मि। Namaste. Honorable Chairman, respected guest in chief, special guest of honor, delegates and distinguished gathering, I convey my sincere congratulations from the core of my heart to all. My subject is Astrology is a Science. Indian astrology was originally treated as a secret subject, taught by the saints of old to selected peoples and handed down from generation to generation in a verbal way for many centuries, until it was put into script with the progress of scientific knowledge. The reason assigned for secrecy was that unworthy and mischievous persons may misuse or abuse the knowledge of astrology. It is allowed to be handled by the public now. In these days of science, there is no scope of secrecy, so astrology also cannot remain a secret. It is now widely cultured by the intellectual class, as it's evident from the outcome of numerous publications on this subject. Indian astrology is due to the fact that the fundamental principles behind the rules, the conception of 12 rashis, 9 planets, 16 vargas and 27 nakshatra, and function and indication. Astrology is a vast subject, so take only substance and reject the trash, even as the swan take only milk and reject water with it. Indian astrology connected with the name of saints, the text of Parashara, Hora, known as Parashari Hora. It is stated, Parashari Hora, that it consists of 2 parts with 80 chapters of 11,000 verses in the first part and 20 chapters of 1,000 verses in the second. But as a matter of fact, many of verses and many are liable to doubt it as interpolation. It stands now, but only such matters that have appeared essential, genuine, or deserving consideration for future research and investigation. We know scientists, as a rule, do not accept anything as true merely on belief, and unless verified by physical test. It is interesting to note that the physical test of the scientist is itself based on belief in some primary facts, called axioms, which cannot be physically proved but have to be assumed as true. In geometry, it is taken for granted that a point has only existence but no dimensions, and a line has only length but no breadth, though it is physically impossible for a point, however fine, it is to have no dimensions or a line. It is by belief only that such truths have to be acknowledged, so that physical proof is not an essential condition establishing the truth of any science. Some critics say that astrology is based on the weakness of human mind and superstition. If that be so, why mighty kings, general conquerors, knowledgeable persons believe in astrology like the weak-minded layman? It is superstition. Why are the sages and saints involved in the culture of astrology? Astrology was a set of rules about the relative position and movements of heavenly bodies to generate predictions and the explanation for events on earth and human personality traits. For example, some forms of astrology predict that a person born just after the spring equinox a particularly like to because as entrepreneur. Astrology is accurate as it based on scientific principles, principles which have not changed even after countries, which is other way it is scientific. Many astrologers use the natal chart as a launch pad of secondary charts such as the progress charts and solar charts also. According in Western method, studies say the 60% of Americans also believe in astrology. The zodiac sign consists of 12 astrological signs, each based on a single month of the year. These are theirs who dismiss astrology false, but the truth is that the zodiac have accurate value of predictions. Astrology, now a question is that what is the scientific evidence of astrology? Astrology is scientific. Such questions are quite common among both of astrology peoples who have astrology is the science behind, what is the science of behind astrology? In March 1951, J.H. Nielsen as an engineer in USA discovered there was a disaggregations of position of planet and all different angles. Now what has radio waves has to do with humans? Well, radio waves, as we know, a form of electromagnetic waves. Now even human brain, electromagnetic waves, which are better known as brain waves, EEG. Now brain waves does not have any interference with the radio waves, which are stronger than brain waves. Now if certain position of planets in space can cause disruption and propagation of radio waves, then it can also affect human brain also. The sun, moon and planets, the effects of via magnetic signals, that is the field of cosmic magnetism. There is a research that the Earth's geometric field plays a major role in the human body and other plants, organism, embryo developments. So it's proof that astrology's basic premise is heavenly bodies, the sun, moon, planets, and constellation have influence over or correlated with Earth and others planet also. So it is also the reason why do intellectual class, including scientists, judges, professors, journalists, take active interest in the culture of astrology. According to conception of Indian philosopher, the universe is constitute also the original elements symbolically called Khiti, Op, Tej, Marut and Bom, literally means earth, water, fire, air and ether, respecting the five elements exist in all things on the earth and similarly feeling Chitta, Buddhi, Viveka. When the child is born, it possesses the finest faculty of instinct only and gradually acquires the gross. That astrology is a science is further proved by the test of time. It is known in science that the matter and energy are indestructible. The reason is that the matter and energy are things of nature, so exist for eternity. Astrology as a truth of nature has maintained its existence through thousands of years, which could not be possible if it is false. It may be asked, if astrology be a science, sometimes they fail to predict. Reason is that astrology is based on symbolism. Besides human power, its judge is limited. Saints have an extraordinary occult power through cosmic energy level. For example, the physician cannot say that his patient would be cured by his treatment. The engineer cannot say that his construction would endure an earthquake. Doctor said, I treat, but God cures. The astronomer cannot say that the solar system shall keep to the routine for any definite periods of time. All that they can say, it is probable, it is hoped. It is no defect of science of astrology, but limitation of human power in ancient age receives a long lifespan by the Kriya Yoga and spiritualism. But now everybody try to understand with the limitations of my knowledge. In astrology, all matters resulting bhava, drishti and other factors should be carefully considered, and out of them only the rational matters should be accepted and irrational matters is rejected. Such conference helps us to rediscover ourselves of our ancient true science of astrology. The conference give us a scope to reason our part, present and the future. The respected guests, patrons, donors, members, astrology lovers and students, one day will come all university granted this subject if you are sincerely effort, attitude, love and cooperation of this subject. I once thanks again to the organizer and all of the core of my heart in this conference, convey my sincerely thanks and thanks to all. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviriyam Karabhavahai Tejashvi Navaditamastu Ma Viddhishvavahai Om Purno Madaha Purno Midam Purnat Purno Mudachyate Purnasho Purnamadayo Purnamevavashishyate Om Swantehi 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Jai Guru, Jai Maha.